In this video, we're going to be checking now for clearances instead of interferences. And so, like those interferences, clearances can be really hard to see. And in the example they give us here, they've got two batteries, like two AA batteries next to each other. We want to make sure that there's a certain amount of clearance between those, but it can be really hard to see even if we zoom in. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use a clearance verification tool to determine the static clearance between the component parts in the assembly. And so we can we can determine clearances between actual components or that we select, or we can determine the clearances between all the components against each other in the assembly. We're going to turn this around so the battery cover is visible. So we want to see inside here, and so I come over here to my tree, or I can click on this and it's going to highlight what it is. And then if I right click on this, I can come up here and I can hide this component, and now I can see inside. Now when I look at this, I can already see that there's a clearance in here. But if we come up here to clearance verification, and so with this up, I can select the components. We'll zoom in here a little bit. And so I can either select these on the screen, or I can come down here into my tree and we'll select battery 1. We'll select battery 1 and we will select battery 2. And then what we're going to do is we are going to change this to 0 in this case. And what that's going to do is it's going to check to see if there's any clearance at all. But we can set a certain amount, and it's going to check for clearances based on the amount that we set in there. And then I'm going to calculate, and I can see on here, like it's showing us a distance between those two batteries, but it also lists it here, 0.44 millimeters. All right, so we're going to click OK to get back to the subassembly. Let's make that cover visible again. So we're going to right click on battery cover, and now we'll say show component. And we'll put this back into ISO. Now to get back to the whole assembly again. So if I hit my control key and my tab key at the same time, maybe I get this open documents, and I can come up here and I can click on the flashlight, and I can come back to my my part. Now, when I clicked on that, it looks like I also made something, I hid something, and we can look. If I come out here, and I expand my subassembly of my base, if I come down this first column, I can look and see what's hidden. And I can just click on that, and then that becomes visible again. Everything else looks visible. Okay, so what that control tab key does is it shows you what's open between the full subassembly and that, or I'm sorry, the full assembly and then any sub-assemblies that you may have. So we're going to end this one here, and then we're going to pick up with the next one with collision detection.